What's up guys, it's May and it's that time of the week again where we get to look dead ahead to see what's coming on next week's all new episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Today we're discussing our promo breakdown for the final 3 promos that have aired for season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. I've already done one breakdown of the very first released trailer for season 2, which we will put the link in the description there for you so you can check that one out. I will not be adding any of those images into this breakdown video, so we'll just be going over the 3 new ones. I will also put links in the description for all of the promos that we talk about in this video, but I am kind of combining them all, so you may see images from other promos. You know, we're not going to go in order of every scene in each individual promo because that's not the point of the breakdown. We're trying to break it down and figure out what happens. So I am kind of combining all the images for each scene so we can kind of try and figure out what's going on here. So this first one is, it was a sneak peek. It aired on Talking Dead. This is the one where Nick is on kind of a little speedboat. He comes out of the ocean up onto the beach shore and he is picking up Travis, Madison, and Chris and Liza, Chris's dead mom, her body, and some supplies off of the beach. Now, I believe that the rest of our group is already on the boat Abigail. That is Strand's yacht. But obviously we have quite a big group here and they have supplies that they need to bring on board, so they're probably taking more than one trip here. So it looks like the beach is kind of crazy right now. There's lots of walkers, there's fire. It almost looks like there was some sort of like explosion or something in the area. There's just lots of little fires everywhere and it's very, very chaotic, and there's walkers all over the beach here. So we see Madison hauling supplies to the boat. Nick is trying to help her get supplies on. Travis and Chris are loading up Liza's body. I just can't get over why they are taking her with. I feel like right after she died they should have tried to bury her or something. Why are you bringing her onto your yacht? So I don't know if maybe they wanted to you know, let her go out at sea, which is more peaceful. I'm assuming that Chris probably didn't want her to be eaten by the other walkers. So, you know, you can definitely see that this is definitely still the beginning of the apocalypse here, where our survivors are not hardened yet by the world that they're living in. So they still care enough to take, you know, a dead family member with them and try and put them to rest peacefully, I guess. I don't know, but it bothers me that in a life and death situation, you're hauling a dead body around. I'm sorry. There's walkers literally chasing your ass down the beach and you're carrying a dead body. Moving along, we do see at the end here, Travis is trying to get onto the boat and he falls down in the water and a walker comes out of the water and he almost gets on the boat, and Nick kind of uses the boat motor to make, you know, chop up this walker, and he takes care of it. Once again, this is just another reason why I love Nick. And then the very last image here, we see, and now this image came from a different promo, but we see them back at what I think is the yacht, and they are unloading the body, unloading the cooler and supplies, because we see Alicia here helping and we also see Daniel helping as well. So it looks like they have made more than one trip, and probably in this first episode, a good part of the episode is going to be about wrapping up the end scenes where we left off in season 1 and then moving on to Abigail. I'm not sure what else we will see on the boat. I imagine that we are going to get, you know, a good portion of them actually on the boat here. But I want to move along. It is important to remember that these promos are not necessarily just the first episode. They're not going to pack all of this stuff in these promos into one singular episode. This is probably the first, second, third episode here at least. Images from all 3 of those episodes. Okay, moving along to some different scenes here. Now, I think one of the biggest characters, brand new to us, is Strand, and we don't know that much about him except that we met him at the end of season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead. He offered to help our group. He brought them back to his beautiful beach house here, and he has offered them shelter and food and survival on his yacht, Abigail. He's offered them a way out, and he seems like a nice guy, but we did learn a little bit about him at the end of last season, and he's basically, he gets what he wants. He knows how to get what he wants. He's a sweet talker. People don't say no to this guy. So it's one of the biggest things that I think they're trying to portray in these promos is, can we trust Strand, or is he this bad guy? What ulterior motives does he have for wanting to bring all these people on his yacht when he could have just gone onto his yacht himself, and he would have had more food, and he would have had a better chance at survival because he would have more supplies for himself. So there's obviously a lot of skepticism from our families here, Daniel's family and Madison's family, as to whether or not they should really trust him. And you know, Madison and Travis and Daniel, they don't really trust each other either. They've been thrust together in this situation where they otherwise probably would have never even been friends. And they've been forced together, and now they are choosing to stay and survive together. But they don't really, I think, have much trust for each other either. But that being said, we have this conversation with Strand and Madison, and basically he says, I give you and your family safe passage on my boat and you still don't trust me. Are we not friends? And then now, mind you, whenever you hear conversations in a promo, there is a high chance that they have cut pieces out of the conversations, shoved two separate conversations together to make it look like one. They do this all of the time. So Madison's reply when she says, you even look wrong at anyone in my family and I will throw you overboard. This may not even be the same conversation, okay? So just keep that in mind. But what they're implying by inserting this conversation into this promo is that there is a huge lack of trust on Madison's part towards Strand. So that asks us the question, can we trust this dude? She also says at the end of a promo, she's like, where are you taking us? Because he is, you know, either he hasn't divulged where they're going, or he is changed course, or, you know, something is off there, and she wants to know where they're even going. Also, we see here Daniel is kind of inspecting the yacht. We see him picking a lock. Daniel wants to know what's in there. So we see him picking the lock, we see him opening it, and we see him finding a gun in. So he pulls it out, and I don't know, between these two images here, I don't know if it was wrapped in the blankets in this chest, or if Daniel takes the gun out and wraps it in blankets and hides it in his own belongings. So either way there. We also see another kind of trust issue here where Daniel is asking his daughter Ophelia, basically saying to her, who do you think she would choose between her daughter and yourself? And he's talking about Madison here. And I think Ophelia, you know, has been very vocal about wanting to stay with Madison and Travis's group this entire time. Daniel in season 1 did not want to stay there. He wanted to leave. He felt like he had a better chance of survival getting his wife and his daughter away from, you know, Madison and Travis's family, and, you know, trying to figure out things on their own. So he never wanted to stay with Madison and Travis in the first place, but Ophelia was very vocal about wanting to stay with them and that she thought it was the best idea. So I think, again, you know, Daniel probably doesn't like that Ophelia is getting close to this family, and he's saying, you know, you need to be careful, because if it was between you and Alicia, Madison is always gonna pick her daughter. Oh, another thing I forgot to put in is that in the promo, Daniel says maybe he has motives he's not sharing with us. And that again implies that we're not supposed to trust Strand here. So like I said in my Fear the Walking Dead Q&A, I think a big part of this season of Fear is going to be about trust and who you can trust and who you are going to be able to survive with, and kind of pushing the boundaries on all of our group and their different personalities, and shoving them onto a tiny vessel and forcing them to coexist together in a very intense survival situation. So the next few scenes here are of the Flight 462 crash, and for some reason our group, so some of our group, see either they know that there is been a plane crash, or something like that. Something prompts them to go onto this beach, and I'm sure that maybe they're looking for supplies. It would make sense if there's a big plane crash, there would be clothes there, maybe there would even be food. I'm not sure exactly what prompts our group to go onto this beach in the first place. I'm assuming maybe they have seen the plane crash or something like that that prompted them to go. But either way, I think this image here is of some of our members going onto the beach here. Now we have Daniel here standing, and he looks like he's all alone at first. We have this big sand dunes, and it's very quiet, and then we see on the horizon a whole line of walkers. Now I believe that all of these walkers are plane crash victims here of Flight 462, so everyone who died in this plane crash. Now, our group may be scavenging supplies at this point. They look like they're all sort of spread out. This next image here, we see Daniel and we see this is Charlie from Flight 462. She is this woman here, which you can see in this image. I'm sure you remember her. She's very prominent, like the main character in Flight 462. So she is the one who joins the cast. I'm really excited about it. I really liked her, although she did annoy me a little bit because she would not talk to the boy at first, in the first few episodes here, but I really liked her character. I'm very interested to know how she knows so much about the walkers and about the spread of the disease. I thought that was really interesting in watching Flight 462. So we see her, Daniel and her are running down, you know, kind of the hill here. We don't see any of our other characters. Then more images here of walkers coming down. There are lots of clothes everywhere, which just confirms to me that this is Flight 462 crash. And then we see our group gets cornered here and they need to kind of run down the path, but there are tons of walkers in their way. And now this is of Chris, Daniel, Charlie, and Alicia. We don't know where anyone else is. We know Nick is here somewhere, which I'll show you at the end. Now they're backed into a corner here, and we actually see some pretty good scenes here of Alicia stepping forward, and she is, I think, the first one to really throw a hit on one of these walkers, and she attacks the walkers with full force, which we see here, and she looks terrified, but she's like, you know, she's not going to back down, and I love this about her. And we do see another clear shot that this is indeed Charlie in the background. They obviously get away, and we can see them running down the sand dune here to the beach where their boat is. There's walkers trailing behind them. I'm assuming that they get into the boat. Now, I can't tell if Nick is there or not. I think I see him off to the right of the boat there in the white shirt, because in this next image here, we do see him wearing the, I mean, is this dude, he is so far out there. He goes from wearing, just let's think about this for a second. The clothes that he's been wearing all of season 1 were a dead old man's clothes, okay? A dead man's clothes, old guy. He's been wearing them ever since. Even when he went home and had an opportunity to change, he still didn't change, okay? So then, do you see what he's wearing here? He's wearing the pilot's uniform, the pilot of Flight 462. That is the pilot's shirt. So, and it's all covered in blood. So I don't know if it was bloody to begin with and he just took it off and put it on to be a weirdo, or if something happened that made it bloody. But he put on another dead guy's shirt, okay? I feel like he must have just taken it off the body and put it on himself. I mean, how else? I don't know, maybe they have extra uniforms in the closet on the airplane, but I don't know. I just thought about that and said, okay, you went from one guy's dead guy's clothes to putting on another dead guy's clothes. But somehow he has covered himself in blood, and then he comes face to face with a walker. I love this moment. Hopefully all of our group get back onto the boat back together. We do have this scene here of I wonder if they brought a injured person back with them, because this is the same outfit that Alicia is wearing on the beach. So it makes me think that it may be the same scene. She still has blood on her neck and her chest from killing the walkers on the beach. And we see Madison here, and I don't think Madison was on the beach with her. So I wonder if they come back in the boat and they have an injured person with them. Maybe it's even the boy from Flight 462. And we hear Alicia here yell at her mom, and she just screams it, and she says, look at him, he's dying. So there's a good chance they may have brought someone who's dying back to the yacht, you know, hoping to care for him, whatever. And Madison is being, you know, the reasonable person here, and she knows that they're going to come back as a walker. So she's probably saying, you know, no, you have to kill him, or you can't bring him on the boat or something. And Alicia's getting really angry about it because she still sees it as a person and someone that you should care about. And then the very last image here, this new character, I don't know who he is, I don't know where they're at, but we meet this new guy here, and he's obviously stays with our group, or hopefully, because he's wearing, there's two different outfits here. One, he's wearing this gray flannel, and then he's wearing a red jacket here. and he is, you know, saying some interesting things. So I'm really hoping that he's another new character. Don't have a name, don't really have any ideas. Okay guys, that's it for this promo breakdown video. Sorry I'm kind of all over the place. A lot of jumbled thoughts here, and trying to combine 3 different promos together and make them kind of flow together is a little bit difficult. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. You probably figured all of this out on your own in watching the promos yourself, so I don't know if this video was a good idea or not, but I am super excited for this next Sunday and a chance to see Fear again and all of our characters. I'm so pumped for it. All right guys, that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. I just bought so look for a review on this issue 153. I'm really excited to read this. Haven't read it yet. Okay, have a great day guys. Bye.